Right, good afternoon everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you're all well. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel, dropping a like on the video to help me reach a wider audience, and any comments or questions you may have, please leave them down below and I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as I possibly can. I'm going to be talking about DRIP today, following up on the last video I made. I think it was Wednesday or Thursday last week after the pump, and I warned about a slight pullback, which has happened, but just want to see how things are looking at the moment. But before I do that, I'll look at the cryptocurrency market to see how we're looking, overall. We're up 0.66% today. It's currently with a market cap of $1.13 trillion. So we're in bullish territory. I'm not saying we're in a bull market, but things are much better than they were, say, 2-3 months ago. We've got a 24-hour trading volume of $71 billion. Bitcoin dominance 42.4%. Bitcoin is trading just shy of $25,000, currently $24,875, up 14% on the week. Same as Ethereum, up 14%. Let's have a look at the rest of the top 10. BNB, that's made gains over the last week, up 8.72%. XRP is up into 6th place. Cardano's looking good. Polygon's had the best week. That's up 26% over the last 7 days. So that's pretty much going to kick Doge out the top 10, because Solana's had a good week. That's up 28%. So it's heading for a $10 billion market cap. And I just see Doge eventually dropping out of this top 10. It's going to be replaced by, I said either Polkadot or Solana, but Dot's dropped off a bit in comparison. Shiba Inu's not doing much. I can't just go through the entire top however many coins. So let's look at the biggest rise over the last 24 hours. I was looking at this one earlier when I saw it pumping up. It was up 400% earlier on when I looked, but now it's up 505%. That's Conflux. I've never heard of it. Tiny market cap, $642 million. So I have never heard of it before, but if you're invested in that, you've done well for yourself. STX up 48.6%. Neo's had a good couple of weeks. I've been seeing that's been increasing. It's up over $13 now. Solana, that's up 28% on the week, 8% today, so that's decent. Oh, Helium as well, that's snuck up a bit. So if you've got Helium mine, you'll be doing a bit better now. That's up to $3.22. I remember that being as low as $1. Well, I was earning pennies off of my Helium miners, but that's going to be better now because I earn a couple of Helium a day across the miners I've got set up. But I'm digressing into other areas. This is about DRIP, not about other projects I'm invested in. So as for DRIP, we can't verify the market cap because it's not been confirmed by the developers with CoinMarketCap. Same for the circulating supply. None of it's confirmed. It's all it's not verified, so that we have to ignore that. We're currently trading at 37 cents apparently, but I know on the native DEX it's at 43 cents, so there's no direct correlation, but price action will be similar. So it's up 0.127% today, so it's doing all right. It's holding its own. As for sentiment, it's a mixture. You either love it. It's a proper Marmite. You either love it or hate it. But whereas I'm sort of somewhere in the middle, I'd like it to do well, but I don't see how it will do well. But the position it is in at the moment, I'm quite happy where prices. The DRIP ecosystem has failed. There'll be FOMO like you've never seen nowhere before. Watch out. Now, FOMOing in on a project is not something you want to be doing. It's foolish to do that. You want to have a strategy. You want to invest strategic levels, pre-plan your investments. If you FOMO into something, then that's how you lose money. It's very simple. There's certain YouTubers out there. I'm not even going to name them anymore because one of them I watched this morning. The bloke's a fucking idiot. And he just talks bollocks, and he's telling people to FOMO into this, FOMO. He's going to get himself into trouble, but I digress. DRIP, only 8 days to go until March, and utilities start dropping. Well, we'll see, because the shark tends to be not exactly accurate with his launch dates, so shall we say. You know what I mean? He says a lot, and I think that pumps the price. Or before he speaks, the price pumps. Then he speaks, and people are like, oh, it's more of the same, and the price will pull back a bit. But this time, price seems to have stabilised. People are holding on to the forlorn hope that something will happen in March. And personally, I hope something does. But I'm one of these people. I believe it when I see it. So I just sit on my hands. I'm not dollar cost averaging in, as people keep saying, because it's not dollar cost averaging when the prices continue falling. I've been through that before. But this I found interesting. What is Drip Network? Drip Network is the first ever deflationary daily ROI platform. How is something that keeps minting tokens deflationary? It's less deflationary than the US dollar. I don't understand that. It's very strange to me. But what I really wanted to talk about was price. So we'll go to the fountain, and you can see it's 43 cents here. My faucet, how's that looking? Currently got $1,373, so that's 3,182 tokens. So my balance, if I just quickly grab my book and see how I was looking yesterday. Sorry, I'm proper old-fashioned. I write everything down so I know exactly how much I had yesterday. Yesterday that was worth $1,280. So I'm up. Excuse me, I'm up slightly yesterday. It was currently, when I compound, it was at 40 cents, 38 cents the day before, 37 on Friday, 42 on Thursday, and 44 on Wednesday. So it's sort of held on to the gains it's had on that nice little run up it had the other day. So it's not time for me to compound yet. I'll probably do that this evening. I'd normally do my compounding and whatnot with my DeFi protocols in the evening. So let's go to the charts, because that's what I really want to look at. So let's start off on the daily. Here we go. Now you can see we had this big run up here. There was divergence in play for a long time, but nothing really reacted to it. But I think there was speculation. We're putting a little reversal bar, and people were saying dead cat bounce and blah, blah, blah. No one knows. No one really knows. From my point of view, people knew that something was going to be coming soon. The shark did his AMA, and I think people were like, Jesus, this is just more of the same. He's talking the same, because he does sort of, I've got nothing against him, but he does sort of repeat himself. And some people get all excited when he talks. Personally, I just find it nauseating and slightly boring. I'd like him to just shut up, do something, and then say, right, that's done now. It's there for you, do what you want with it, rather than just talk and talk and talk and talk. Because the more he talks, the more it sounds like he's bullshitting. Like he hasn't really got this development team and it's just him. But I don't want to go on a rant about him. That's just my feeling. So I think it was just like people listened to the AMA and just were like, oh, for fuck's sake, more of the same. So it started to sell off. But what's interesting here is over the last 1, 2, 3 days, rather than price carrying on back and falling back into this descending parallel channel, it's actually found support at this level. At 0.036. I know that differs from the actual price on the native DEX, but it's interesting. It has found support, and if we go down to the 4-hourly and see how that's looking there, it's stayed within this range ever since that last sell-off bar. It's not really dropped down. Its price is still above the 50 and the 100. So it's personally, if it stays in this sort of range for a few months, I'm quite happy with that. I would, if it was to stay like this for a few months, then I would probably DCA in. It would be like, this is a reasonable level. A maxed out wallet would be okay. I wouldn't have lost any money. I compound, I'd see the balance grow. Or if the price goes up, I'm happy with that too. I'm going to compound regardless. I have been anyway, just in the forlorn hope that something good will happen. But that actually doesn't look too bad. The only negative thing is that the momentum's shifted negative, and the MACD and signal line are pointing downwards, but the moving averages, the 50's pointing up, 100's starting to level off. So it's looking, I was predicting, and I said, like, if it continued on the trajectory that it was on, by the end of February it would hit 25 cents, and it did, but it reacted to that level. And I said by the end of March it would be down at 15, and then you know what I've said in the past, because you've all said, I'm a prick, I'm this, I'm that, and the other. I really don't care, but yeah, I'm just saying that DRIP is looking slightly more stable at the moment and more investable. I think it's all going to depend on what actually does come of these new developments. I'm bored of talking about scratches. I'm bored of talking about lending. I'm bored of talking about layer 2, because I've heard it all before. It's a case of believe it when you see it. And please don't listen to anyone telling you to FOMO into anything. Anyone that tells you to do that is a fucking idiot. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know how he's not got himself into trouble already. But yeah, so should we look at the other shark projects just to see how they're doing? Because I've not really been keeping the track of them. How are pigs doing? See, they're not doing brilliant. Let's look at the, say, 3 monthly. That's probably the best to get a better idea. It's not looking brilliant, is it? It's, there's certain people that tell that they're going all in on pigs. It just doesn't look good to me. When you think about Christmas time, you're over $130, and you can say we're in a bear market, but the majority of tokens are up at the moment. We've got a $1.13 trillion market cap, and you're saying we're in a bear market. That's why this is down. It's excuse me. It's not. It's because people have lost faith in the project, the protocol. Well, from my point of view. What about dogs? Animal Farm dogs. Here we go. Sorry, I know I'm going on about. Oh, that's at 0.91%. So let's go to the 3 monthly. And again, you see it's like it has these drops, stabilizes, drops, stabilizes, drops. Sorry, consolidates, stabilizes. What am I talking about? So consolidation, drop, consolidation, sell off, and consolidation. Same thing going on again here. It's like, you know, it's $56 at Christmas time, and now we're down at $14. And there's some dickhead saying he's going all in on dogs and he's going to just buy thousands of them. It's like, you'd be better served finding a project with utility, not like a DeFi project, but like something in cryptocurrency, a certain token that's got actually real world utility, and putting your money into something like that, or even just buying Bitcoin. I don't know. I can't get into the mind of that bloke. He's just odd. So in conclusion, I'd say that things are looking slightly better for Drip at the moment. I wouldn't say it's flipped bullish, but I'd say it's stabilised somewhat. And if it can hold on to these levels for a while, it's going to look better for any potential investors that want to get involved in a project like this. Me personally, I'm just going to continue to compound. If price stays like this for a few weeks, I might buy a couple of £100 worth of Drip, because it will, you know, it will look like a steady investment. But I'll sit on my hands for now and leave you with that. None of this is financial advice, just my own opinions. I've been wrong in the past and I'll be wrong in the future, but as long as you've got the right risk reward, there's nothing wrong with being wrong. People just don't like it because they're taught from school, never be wrong. But in investing, you can be wrong as long as you've got the right risk reward. That's another discussion altogether, though. So I'll leave it for there. So thanks for watching. I wish you all a wonderful afternoon and evening. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. If you could drop a like on the video to help me reach a wider audience. And any comments, questions, or as per the usual abuse, please leave it down below and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, bye for now. Thanks for watching.